Welcome to Session 1. What do you believe creates value? My name is Benjamin Beaver. I'm the creative director here at the Agent Experience. And in this series, Value Proposition, Coach Gary is really laying a foundation for how to see the world, how to see people in that world. He shares with us the definition of value that was handed to him and how he took that and made it his own and then gave it to other people. And then he found it's not true. It's actually a very common definition, one that I've believed, and I'm sure you've believed too. And so listening in this conversation, you'll really get to see, is that the way I should see the world or not? As the American author Veronica Roth said, quote, "I think it's a human tendency that's been around for a while to try to be as good as possible to prove your worth," unquote. At the end of this session, there's going to be some questions that go across the screen. As a team, go ahead and just pause it and discuss that together. Or if you're by yourself, go and write down your answers so you can reflect on it. So, do you feel like you need to work for your worth? Do you feel that success equates to value? Now, I gotta tell you, the best conversations with Coach Gary happen actually outside of the recording session. It's normally right before or right after. And this conversation was not planned. In fact, Gary just started talking to me and all the cameras were on, and it was really valuable for me. And I know it's gonna have great value for you. So, let's jump into this. Remember our saying, think right, be successful. Let's jump into our serendipitous session with Coach Gary, Gary's Value Proposition.
The truth is powerful. And so when we take what our parents taught us, what we believe, or wise counsel and stuff to help us with it, the next thing we know is the circumstance that I dealt with, which was Gary, and these words weren't said to me. These words were shown to me.
Which words?
The ones I'm going to give you. Is this, Gary, your value is created by how hard you work. Now, those words never said it, never said to me directly.
Nope.
And never talked about me, but what I found out was this, it was true about other people for my dad. Mm-hmm. So if it's true for other people, it must be true for me.
Yep.
Do you see what I just did? Because that's the way he believed and what he thought and he felt. And because of that, I made sure he loved me and accepted me.
You worked.
I worked harder than anybody.
Yep. Oh, I can connect on that.
You know, yeah.
And it's literally subconscious.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I give you my 14-year-old story. When I was 14 years old, he never said those things to me, but would go out to the farm. All the cousins are there. We're all working on the farm. And we're baling hay all day. I worked as hard as I possibly could, baling hay all day. And so we get back. We're all on the front porch. And my dad says, I think to my uncle, he says, "Well, who did the best job today, or who worked the hardest today, or who was whatever it was?" Now, I'm 14 years old. There's some other kids that are 16 and a variety of ages and stuff. And I was mesmerized at that very moment. Mesmerized. Waiting for the answer. And they said, "Oh, Johnny did." And I'm 64 years old. It's 50 years later. I remember it as clear as day.
What'd you think?
I was sick. Emotionally, it impacted me. Think about that. And enough that I remembered it 50 years later. Because that was what I was told or shown. through conversation, through talking about other people and all that kind of thing. So I caught it, and then I held it like a football.
And then it became a part of you.
And you know, and I drove it home, you know. And unfortunately, I also know that even when I found out the truth, biblical truth of what creates value of people, that they're valuable because they're created by God, and they are different. Not everyone has to be the hardest worker or the most zealous person in the group, and because it's impossible anyway. And so,
especially all the time, in every situation.
Every situation, yeah. You need to ask for wisdom. That's what you need. Now, that may mean that you have to slow down. That may mean you have to stretch it out. I don't know if that's true, but you need God's wisdom to determine what to do next.
Question 1. How could your perspective on value affect your career? Question 2. How is value betrayed to you growing up? Question 3. What did you catch in your process of development that helped you in sales? Next time on Value Proposition.
Who's the most valuable, who's the most important person in the company? And he said, well, you are. I said, that's not true.
Oh wait, you are the owner of this.
Right.
You are the best salesman.
I don't know who the best salesman is, but go ahead.